All right. So, hello, everyone.
Hello.
And happy Thursday. Today is April 30th, the day before May 1st. So today we are going to be discussing mock interviews. Did everyone get a chance to see the video attached to the lesson?
Yes.
Didn't get it? It's okay. We have our wonderful peers that will be able to describe what was on the video. Gabe, did you get a chance to see the video as well?
No, I couldn't.
You couldn't. Okay. Ashley, did you?
Yes.
Okay. And Carrie?
No.
No. All right. Robert, do you want to tell me what the video explains?
It's about top interviews.
Okay. And what is it?
You touch the person, do eye contact.
Right. So it explains the do's and don'ts on interviews, right?
Right.
Okay. What are some of the do's that they said, Thomas, in the video? Do you remember?
Let me think.
Some of the things we just talked about.
The things that we have to do when we're ready.
Right. So what do you remember? What's the first thing that they said you should be prepared with?
Work.
How you look. How about that? Is that a do or a don't that they explain?
Do.
Appearance.
Appearance.
Your appearance, right? Why don't you look at the camera, Thomas? Let's work together. There we go. I want to see your face. So, right, it was explaining on your appearance, right? What is what's some good appearance and good attire for going to an interview?
For a time.
We have to look at them, want to make sure so that way they can see your face.
Okay. Appearance. What?
Like wear nice clothes.
Very good. You wear nice clothes, right?
Right.
And then what's a don't that they said in the video?
Look them straight in the eyes.
Right, that's a do. Very good. You should look them straight in the eyes, have eye contact, maintain good, clear speaking. What is some of the don'ts, though? What's a don't that they said in the video, Jason? Do you remember?
Look at the video, look at Ashley and tell her, what wouldn't you do?
You're gonna go in there looking messy, so that's messed up clothes, or messed up.
Very good, right. You wouldn't go unshaven, right? Or your hair looking a mess, like if you just got out of bed, right?
Right.
You would make sure to have proper appearance. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the first worksheet.
Okay.
Okay.
That it explains how an interview is done, right?
Right.
So let's go back a little bit and explain how we even get to an interview. Let's explain the process, right? Carrie,
Yes, ma'am.
maybe you can help me with this part. So do you just go into a specific location that you want and you just get an interview?
No.
No, right? What's some of the steps? Right.
You gotta fill out an application before you can go for an interview. And then just
Right.
wait patiently for a call back.
Right. Very good. So before you even get the interview and schedule the interview, you have to submit an application. So that's
And a
why it's
resume as well.
very good. So can someone explain what's a resume?
A resume is like a letter that your previous employer does.
Well, who does? Is it your previous employer or is it self?
A previous employer.
I think she's
No?
thinking a recommendation letter too.
Oh, okay.
We
So
would give both.
it's right. It's recommended to do both. A recommendation letter, which yes, is written by your previous employer, but a resume, it's basically a letter explaining who you are and your job skills.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Very good.
Yeah.
I knew what you were trying to explain.
Yes.
So on the resume, it's important to have your first and last name, your contact information, a description of yourself and the job skills that you have depending on that job. Because every job that you're applying for has different requirements.
Yes.
So it's important to change those job descriptions and those job skills depending on the job. And then like Carrie said, you include a recommendation letter, right? So then,
Yep.
Robert, after you have all of that, right, and you find a job and you say, okay, I want to work at Goodwill. I already have my resume. I have my recommendation letter. What's the next step, Robert?
Hey?
No.
So
You see number 2?
So you just did the resume.
Cover letter.
right, so we got a cover letter, right? And then we'll go to number 2. So look at number 2. What do we do after we find out where we want to work? We have all of our documents.
A job. Who's schedule?
Right. So, but before you schedule the interview, we have to submit our application, right?
Right.
Right.
Right, Robert?
Yeah.
All right. So once our application is submitted, now we go ahead, the supervisor calls us back, right? And they schedule the interview. Everyone seeing on the back page?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh, let's do it.
we create our interview guide. So it's always good to know about the company before you go into the interview.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Right, CJ? So you know a little bit about the culture in the company.
Right. Oh, there's an A. Sorry.
Okay. So Jose, do you want to read what happens during an interview? Do you want to read the middle part right here? What are the different types of things that happen during an interview?
Sorry.
Do you see it, Jose?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to read the second part, the during the interview?
Oh, okay, yeah. This
All right,
is
can you
number
guys
4.
not hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
no,
I hear you.
Sorry, I'm having technical problems, so that's why I wanted to make sure.
all right, so during the interview, to conduct the interview, when you enter in, being the interviewer, to see the person, to greet them, they have the next item here called set the stage, or inform them of what is going on, the interview.
So sometimes when they say set the stage, depending on the company that you're at, sometimes they have more than one interviewer.
Yeah,
Right. So sometimes it's in a big group, or sometimes it's just one-on-one.
Right.
You want to continue, Jose? So after the
Sure.
the stage was been set,
uh-huh. To clarify the process, and this is an important one too, because sometimes someone else will come in the middle of the interview and take over and do the interview or introduce themselves. Or if you're doing a tour of a facility or other
Very good.
items.
Yes.
So to make it clear what's going to happen, or even if it's a group interview, which is another one that's kind of odd, but it does happen.
It does happen. Very
Um,
true.
Yeah, and then the next item is to pace myself as the interviewer and not to rush through everything or speak too fast or let nerves or something get to you. But pace yourself, because the interviewee is very usually has some nerves going on as well for the event.
I mean,
Okay, and then
interview is pretty
I'm sorry.
nerve-wracking. I said an interview is pretty nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah.
I
It
think
is.
everyone here has gone through 1 or 2 interviews in their life,
Yeah, just a little bit.
and they have experienced those nerves.
That's
Yeah.
right. Nerves.
Yep.
But it is
Okay.
a fun opportunity too, because you get to talk about yourself and tell
Right.
someone why
Yeah.
you would be the best candidate for that job.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So then the next item is pace yourself. And the only thing I can say about that one is sometimes nerves do get people talking really fast and never stop, and you barely understand 2 words that they say.
That I can say I have done.
And that's just nervousness from people. It does
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Then the next one, stop talking. That's kind of an odd one, but I guess that's just changing the direction that the meeting is going from just introduction and saying hello and this and that to moving towards the interview. The next item is observe. And this is a good one, because you also want to take note, being the interviewer, to take note of what the person is doing or reacting and how they're managing this whole event so far. If they're nervous, if they're jittery, whatever.
How can they deal with situations, right? Because you're
Right.
giving them an impression of how can they handle the workload.
Right, true. And then
Very
the
good.
next item here, it says summarize and thank. Now this more or less towards the end or as you finish, but
Correct.
it is during the interview, but those are the last few items. And they're important because sometimes when you interview, if you ever have, the interview just ends in the middle of what you're discussing and talking, and they never say anything else and don't have a date that they're going to get back to you or call you or anything. And these whole things are kind of important. Otherwise, you'll never know anything that happened.
Right. And
But,
that follows up to the next section. Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Gabe, thank you, Jose.
Yep.
Gabe, you want to read the next section? So after the whole process of the interview happens, right?
Yeah.
What happens next?
Write your interview notes.
Right. So the supervisor that's interviewing you, it's going to go back to their team, and they're going to speak, and they're going to talk about, the different skills you have and what you offer to the organization or to the company, and
what position you put down as well.
Very good, Carrie. Yes. Because sometimes you can apply for a position, but throughout the interview, they notice, wow, this person will be perfect for this other position.
For
So
my bagging position, and stuff.
Right. Another position came out from just the interview, but that's not the position that you originally applied for.
Right.
Right.
So if any other position comes available, I'll just take whatever is available.
Right.
Yeah, so in her case, if there's more than one position that she might consider something she'd enjoy doing, if in that particular application for Publix, if she selected more positions, it gave her actually a better chance at landing an interview because she was more flexible for them.
Right.
Very good point. Thank you. Yes. So I think this last step applies really both the supervisor and the employer that's applying for the job. Carrie, do you want to read number 6?
Follow up either way. Like you can walk in there and talk to them and see if they looked over your interview or your application.
Right.
Or
Or
you can
sometimes
call them
just going in, exactly, and introducing yourself, right?
And also you can call them and check on the status of your application as well.
Right. So since we're on this topic already of greeting and following up, and why don't we go ahead and practice our introductions?
Oh boy.
Gabe, do you want to go ahead and start? Do a quick little introduction?
Sure.
Awesome. So how would you go into you're going into a interview, how would you introduce yourself?
My name is Gabriel Cordero.
Very good. Very nice. So usually you want to leave the introduction with like a question. So, hi, my name is Nashley Soto. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Right?
Yeah.
So then the person can come back and say, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Catherine Jones. Right? So, very good. Carrie, do you want to go ahead and do your introduction?
Good afternoon. My name is Carrie Hitt, and I've been in Inspire for 19 years, and I work in the wood shop.
Very good. Robert?
Good afternoon, my name is Puppy Hill. I've been inspired for 5 years, and I go to cafe.
Hey, you want to go before?
You go to cafe with who?
With Kate.
That's right.
What's the name of the program, though?
Program.
Very good.
Yeah, man.
Thomas, do you want to go ahead and do your introduction?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Thomas Marlin. I've been to Inspire since the third Wednesday of December 2016, and I like being there.
Yeah.
You're so
Nice
awesome
job.
with your memory. That's awesome.
That was very organized too. I really followed it well.
Very good.
Yeah.
Jason, do you want to do a quick one?
Recently, recently.
No. She just given a
Been
list.
here almost a year.
Yeah, all the years.
Hi,
Jason? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Go ahead, honey.
Hi, my name is Jason. I've been in Inspire for 2 years, Hi, my name is Jason. I've been in Bold Corner for 2 years, and my favorite thing is cafe.
Good
Very
job.
good. Good job. Ashley, do you want to do yours?
My name is Ashley Carlin. I've been there for 3 years. And what I like about the growth program, they teach you hands-on how to look people in the eye and not stutter.
Right.
Very good. You did a great introduction.
Thanks.
Anybody else want to do it? Angelica?
My name is Angelica Cordova.
Very good.
Yeah.
Roger, did you want to do it?
Yeah, how to greet an interview?
How would you introduce yourself?
Oh.
My name is Roger Del Rosa. I'm here to apply for the job.
Very good.
Nice job. Very
Very good.
professional.
All of the interviews are awesome. I'm loving it. Good job to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Your interviews are getting better and better as you continue to practice. Okay, so now we're going to review some typical interview questions. So I know that when you're in an interview and they ask you a lot of different questions, it's kind of difficult to come up with answers on the spot.
Right.
So sometimes it's good to review questions that they're often asking at interviews.
Right.
So we're going to go through these questions together, and then we're going to come up with answers that you feel comfortable with.
Right. Okay.
All right, Carrie.
Why do you want to work with us? I think Publix is a good company to work for.
Very good. Why do you think Publix is a good company to work for?
Because they have benefits.
Okay.
And it's close to my house.
Very good. That's a very good answer. Anybody else want to put in an answer? Why do you think working with us, or why do you want to work with us? Ashley?
I like to work with my hands on with little kids or animals.
Very good.
Woohoo!
So, right, it all depends on the job that you're applying for, right? The answer.
Right.
That's
Very
right.
good. Robert.
Yes.
So let's just make believe you are applying to PetSmart, right? And you're answering number 1. Why would you want to work with us? What's a good answer for that?
I like to be a part of Inspire family.
Good job. buddy.
Okay, but listen to where you're applying for. PetSmart.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you know what PetSmart is?
Like a pet store, right?
Very good.
Good job.
So
Woo!
what is a good answer to number 1? Why would you want to work with us? What's something that you would have to like to work at PetSmart?
They're clean.
Take care of the dogs.
Take care of animals. Very good. You would have to have that liking and that passion to be able to do that, right?
Right.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right, buddy boy.
So Gabe, number 2, let's say, let's just give you a real life problem. You are applying to Northland Church, right?
Yeah.
So what work experience do you have?
My work experience includes stocking, working with numbers, and I also did cleaning in the past, and I am good with working with people.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very good. All right. Carrie, same question goes to you. What work experience do you have? So since you're applying to Publix, let's just go off on that.
Bagger or stocking.
Very good. What else? So when you work, let's say, working at Publix, what else will you be working with other than items?
Like working at produce and stocking the shelves.
What about people?
Yeah, working with customers, like taking their groceries to their cars.
Very good. So it's good to make sure to cover all of our points, right? So you have experience stocking, you have experience bagging, but you also have experience working with customers already in customer service. Very good. Jason. All right. So let's just say you are applying to a comic store.
Mm-hmm. Number 3.
Right? I know how you like comics, right?
Right.
And action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jason?
No.
I can't hear you.
Hi, how are you? Look around wherever you need help, we'll be there.
Okay, but if let's say you were going into the mall and somebody helped you with that same attitude, is that helpful? Right. You want someone that if you were lost at a store, that they could help you. And you have to try and give them that best customer service. Hold on, there's a lot of background noise.
You get a job, too.
Yeah, they're it. Ooh.
I'm sorry. That's
Okay. There we go. Everyone's good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who would like to do number 3?
I will.
Go for it.
Robert said that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What are your
Expectations?
expectations from the job?
Right. So expectations, it's a pretty big word. So what that means is, what do you expect from this job? So what's the goal by working here?
The paycheck.
Right. Well, that's all of our goals.
Yeah.
But we're not going to say that in an interview.
No.
No. We're actually going to give them answers relating to the topic of the job. So if you're saying that you're applying for a bagger or a stalker, what are your expectations from this job? That's what it would be.
Oh, okay.
That you expect to perform, you know, at your best ability or at your best.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay. So let's move on to number 5.
We skipped number 4.
Yes, we're skipping number 4.
Okay.
We're going to do number 5. And Kate, I know you said something about interviews. And who are we talking about during an interview?
We're talking about ourselves and the skills we have and what we have to bring to their job.
Right.
We're letting them know how wonderful we are.
Right. But we're also letting them know what our weaknesses are.
Yes.
Right.
But we can turn a weakness into a strength. So for example, let's take one example real quick. So I've often had trouble with technology, but what I could say in an interview is that despite having trouble with technology in the past, I've taken some classes at blah, blah, blah to learn new skills. And I'm very willing to continue my education in technology or something like that. To, rather than saying, oh, I suck at technology, just turn it into a positive.
Right. So number 5, that's what it's explaining. It's tell us what your weakness is. So Kate just gave a very good example how turning a weakness and a into a negative into a positive.
Right. Right.
Everyone understand that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So number 6, tell us your strength. So I want everyone here to give me an answer of what they think is their strength. Carrie?
Bagging.
Okay. Bagging is a skill. So something that you've learned throughout your job career is a skill. But a strength is something that's internal. That's a characteristic of you. So what's something that makes you unique and that you see as a positive?
I don't know.
I'll get back to you. Think about it. Okay?
Okay.
Think about things that you're good at.
Oh, math. And money.
Okay. Okay. So what's the actual, so you're good at numbers?
Yes.
You know numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ashley, what would you say is one of your strengths?
Working with my hands and
okay.
And let me think. I'm a great listener when it comes to what the customer wants.
Very good.
Good job.
Awesome. Good job. Jose?
This is one that's often comes across, but my idea is its first strength is to attack a problem, something that comes up or something that just
You're very good
surfaced.
at problem solving.
Absolutely, I agree with that for Jose for sure.
I agree with that.
So that's one, solving a problem.
I love that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's very important because there's a lot of people who they see a problem and sometimes it's okay. Everyone's different. Everyone has their strength. But there's people who see a problem and it's difficult for them to solve it.
Right.
And that's why it's great to have employees like yourself that can come together with those individuals who that's their weakness. And that's a great bond right there. That's a great team.
Right. You have to listen too.
And
and Ashley, you're frozen.
Finding the problem is really a great thing because you can't turn a blind eye to a problem because then it becomes really big.
Right.
So if you can bring it up, then the solution can come in quicker.
Robert, I'll be right with you. And that's absolutely right, Jose. Very good point. Angelica, are you doing good?
Yeah.
What is one thing you're good at, honey? Tell me one thing you're good at. Organizing.
Good.
Very good. That's very important to have that skill. Hi, Maria.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing good.
She is very good organizing.
She's very good at organizing. That's very good. Very good skill to have.
Yeah.
Gabe, what's your strength?
Communication.
Good job.
Communication. Good
And
job.
I'm good at filing as well.
She came back. Because you started thinking of yourself and the things you do, right?
Yes.
Right. So what's yours?
Filing
Filing
papers.
So organizing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. So organizing, and you said another one, following directions. Someone can give you directions and you can do it with no problem. You may need some guidance, but after you've gotten that project done or those instructions, you're good to go.
Yep.
That's very good.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
This is Kate. Do you guys think being a good person is a strength for a job?
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta have good morals.
I would want someone
It
with.
all depends if you're. That's a very good question. And I had mock interviews in the past at school, and I got a very good grade out of it, and stuff like that, and it taught me one thing that you can learn from your mistakes is you can receive discipline and strength all at one time when the boss comes to you to tell you my office is a mess.
Very good. All right, CJ, what's one trait that you're good at? What's something that you're good at?
Well, you had to clean your rooms every day.
Okay, so you're good at keeping clean and keeping your area clean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's important. That's important.
I'm not listening to him.
Very good. All right, don't listen to him. Very good.
No, I'm trying to get him over here.
Don't see Jason.
I got him. I got him this time.
All right, Robert.
Yes.
All right, what's one of your good things? What are you good at?
I'm gonna go at carry heavy stuff.
Good.
Your muscles, right?
Yeah.
That's a very good physical strength because not many people. I don't like carrying boxes. I don't even like carrying boxes.
He does too.
Very good. So physical strength, that's important too, right?
Yeah.
Thomas,
Yes, ma'am.
what's something that you're good at, dear?
Well, I'm going to put both washers and nuts together or do a doggy pot.
Okay. Very good. But what's one thing that you can think back and when you work at Inspire, other than like the physical job, what's one characteristic that you can say that you're good at, that's one of your strengths?
Pulling envelopes and papers together.
Okay, again, that's a type of job. Let's see, I'll give you a couple of options and then you choose from the options that I'll give you, okay? Okay. So I think following instructions is one.
Following directions.
Following directions, right? You're always happy.
Yes.
Right? So having a positive attitude is very important.
Yes.
Right? Do you think that these are some of your strengths?
Yes.
Would you agree?
I agree.
You agree. Okay. I agree as well. You have a lot of good strengths. Jason?
Who? Jason?
Tell us one of your strengths, something you're good at.
Patience. On some occasions.
He sounds like.
I couldn't hear you.
Patience.
Oh,
With
very good. And that's a very important strength to have.
yeah.
Not many people have patience. You need patience everywhere, whether it's at work or at school or in daily life skills. You need to have patience. Roger?
Just be kind to everybody and be nice.
Robert, I'm not your pillow.
That's a very good strength.
Yeah.
Very good. I loved everyone's answers. Alicia, do you want to tell me your strength?
See you, Alicia.
I think she's there.
Let me see. Being punctual.
Being punctual. That's very important. Very good. And Kate, Miss Kate, do you want to tell me one of yours?
Let's see. One of my strengths is connecting with people and building relationships.
Sorry.
I love that. And I agree to both of you.
Tell us one of yours, Nash.
I would say problem solving.
Good job. Yes, absolutely.
I would say, just like Jose explained, I see a problem and I'm trying to figure out 3 other solutions.
Yeah, you don't run from it. You try to tackle it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's going to catch up either way. So.
We're just taking one step at a time. Boy, that's a good lesson in life, isn't it?
It is. It is. And I think as humans, we try and overwhelm ourselves with trying to do everything. And there's only one of us. So we have to just take it one step at a time.
If we had a twin clone somewhere or an alien life form or something to help us with everyday problems that we have in this world, we'd be better off trying to solve it one step at a time instead of throwing it out of the towel and say, I'm done.
Exactly. So let's answer number 7, and then we're going to move on to our last worksheet.
Wait, I just have one quick comment that when Ashley said that, it occurred to me that everyone on this Zoom call has the same strength, and that's the word perseverance. So I know we've all had a lot of bumps in our road or people that may have tried to knock us back, but something I've noticed about all of you is that you all persevere. So I just want to say that.
I agree.
Me too.
I agree. To be where we're at right now, we all went through something. Very good. So, Gabe, do you want to read the last question?
Can you work with a team?
Can you work with a team? So what's everyone's answer on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. I think that's one of our values at Inspire is we work well with each other.
Yep.
Right.
Like the wood shop.
Right. I see if one team needs, help from another team or a peer, we're all always there. So I think that's what makes us so unique.
Yep.
And I'm trying to find Inspired Living, but I don't find them on here. Do you guys see them?
No.
I don't think so.
They went away.
It did.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
All
they
right.
have to get off.
So we're going to review our last worksheet. Do you guys like these crossword puzzles?
Yes.
Every time.
I like them.
You do? You want me to continue them? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it's good because it gives vocabulary, and it's good for me, like, to try to search for them. I love them.
And I mean, it's good, like you said, for the mind, to continue working.
And their eyes.
Right, during this time. So.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So who wants to read the first word?
Appearance.
Appearance. Very good. We talked about this, I want to say last week, right?
Yep.
And that's all about having that proper attire, making sure you're presentable.
Yep. Make sure your clothes are not wrinkled.
Right. And that you're dressed for the occasion, right?
Yes.
Very good. Jose, you want to do the next one?
Yeah, the next one is experience.
Experience. Very good. And those are our past experience, right? That helps us to get where we're at in our future.
Exactly.
Ashley, do you want to read the third one? Sorry.
Job.
Beautiful. Very good. Job, right?
Yeah.
That's our goal in life, is to have a successful job, right?
Yep.
I had a part-time job at the Navy base and youth center.
Yeah.
I was in charge of the kids department. We did artwork. We did mostly everything because parents had to work that specific day. And
that's part of
they didn't pay me or anything. I just learned, be patient with them, and they come to you with their ideas.
Very good. Roger, do you want to do the next one? Questions, right. So, I mean, I always say, if you have questions, ask them. It's better to
Don't be
ask the
afraid to ask.
question. Right. It's better to ask the question and gain clarity rather than doing the work or doing, the project and it coming out wrong instead of just not asking. Gabe, the next one?
Questions.
After that.
Skills.
Skills, right? So skills comes with experience, right? Once you gain those experience, that's when those job skills, those life skills, those social skills, adaptive skills, that's when they're all coming into one. And that's really what, I mean, it's one of the things that mold us as individual. What skills do you individually have? All right. Carrie?
Application.
Very good. So, I mean, anywhere you go, whether it's jobs, the doctors, school, anywhere you go, you have to apply and put your personal information.
Yep.
Right. So what's the next one? We're not doing this one currently right now, but we'll get there one day.
Handshake.
Very good. Handshake. So, I mean, when you're introducing yourself, it's important to give, you know, a handshake, or when you are ending your interview, giving them that respectful handshake.
Yep.
Not too tight, not too firm, but just right.
Right. Gabe?
Performance.
Performance, right. So that's how you perform during the interview, during the job, during your training. That's all has to do with how you perform.
You practice it with someone first, eye contact and everything else, and then you're comfortable, like saying, I can write all this down and I need your feedback to see if I can spell it the right way before I do anything stupid.
Very good. The next one? Jose, do you want to? Very good. You want to say it, Carrie?
It's a reference is for someone that you can, if, just in case of an emergency, they can call and let them know that you got hurt on the job, and
well,
they can also let them
references
know.
Are the individuals that give you your feedback.
Feedback, yes.
Right. So those are the individuals from your friends, or your prior supervisors.
Or your mom.
Right. So people with that know your job experience and your skills. Yes. And
yep.
All right. Roger,
I had to think for a minute.
Education.
That one's the one before that. This one right here.
Oh, strengths.
We were just talking about that, right? Strengths are those things that makes us so unique, that we're good at, whether it's skills or it's a characteristic.
Like counting lids, or
counting, like Carrie said, listening, problem solving, punctual,
and testing batteries to make sure that they are safe enough to put in stuff like that. Because if you give them the wrong battery, the thing will not function.
That's true. Gabe, do you want to read the next one?
Education.
Right. So education doesn't only mean school. It means continue reading, or continue learning, or like we're doing here, classes, to continue educating and learning on these specific topics.
Like a tutor?
With a tutor, a mentor, a peer, a supervisor. Carrie, you want to read the next one?
Interview,
right. So that's what this whole lesson was about, is getting to that interview, obtaining that interview, and knowing the proper details to have a good interview, right?
Yep.
And then during that interview, what do you want to be, Jose? Do you want to read the next one?
A professional.
Professional, right. That's very important, because that impression, like we were talking about, you want to give off that professional impression that you are, that your work that you're doing is going to be to a high profession.
That's right.
And then the last one, Carrie?
Resume.
What's a resume, Carrie?
That your previous employer fills out.
No.
Wait.
That's your recommendation letter, but your resume was...
It says your name and your last name and stuff like that.
Your contact information. Very good. With your previous employment.
Yep.
And it tells like everything you've done too. So like you were saying, your strengths and your skills, and you kind of cater it to that particular job.
Yes.
Good job.
That's very true.
You can also use that typical thing like that. And if you want to add more to it, You can put pieces and pieces of it and stick a glue, and then you type it in. And then you, if you feel comfortable, you mail it to them and see if they're comfortable wanting to see you work with a group.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different way. Yeah.
Back in the day, it seemed like we mailed more things, but lately everything seems to be online. So I feel like you really need computer skills these days, obviously, but.
Yeah.
What if they don't have a computer and they only have a typewriter or a...
Well, you know, libraries have computers for the public use. So there are ways to accomplish things even if you don't own a computer.
Like your phone, for instance.
Well, you can use your phone.
Very good. Yeah. There's different ways now. I mean, like Kate said, the library, there's Career Source, there's Vocational Rehab. There's quite a few different resources now.
Yeah,
but
that can help you find
right.
a job, coach.
But Miss Kate, Miss Alicia, and we will be with you guys through these different steps and through these different phases. So you can feel assured about that. All right, guys. So this wraps up our lesson for today.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Happy birthday, Jose and Ashley.
Ashley.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy your guys' Thursday.
Me well.